everyone! This past January I was flying back to Los Angeles and the weather was really clear, visibility was awesome, and I had my infrared camera with me and I was able to see the snow-capped Colorado mountains in really crisp detail like never before. And I'll show you that. The previous video clip was just a teaser. We're gonna zoom in, but before we do that, here's a graphic, and I put the horizon circles on there so we can see how far we should see if the Earth is a globe. And you'll see that we're going to be able to see the mountains way out there. Now, before I show you these clips, let's review the first aerial video that I took with a different camera. This time I had my 4K camera with me, but the first aerial infrared video, I'm gonna try to denoise that and see how it how it performs. So we'll compare the two. Now the flight paths were not quite the same. One was slightly to the north of the other one, and in January there was a lot of snow in the mountains, so that helps quite a bit. So let's dive right in. This was the first aerial video that I made after I discovered that infrared is such a powerful technology. And unfortunately, as you all remember, the window was fogged up a little bit, and still, this was a HD quality camcorder, and good thing I kept filming, because initially I thought I was seeing clouds in the distance, but then as I got closer I noticed they were actually mountain peaks that had some snow on them. So let's try to denoise a part of this clip. So I've demonstrated this denoising tool before. Incredible results. Look at that. This interpolates across a few frames and I can control that, but the results are pretty impressive. However, there's no substitute for high resolution, so we'll see how these mountains look in 4K on a pretty clear day. Now let's take a look at the first clip, denoised. So here we go, and it looks a lot more interesting. Actually, this is the raw, and then we'll show the denoised clip in a second. So yeah, look at all the graininess. There's the mountains. See those? Wow. So late March, some of the snow had melted. The visibility was sort of okay. But yeah, that's what really got me excited. Look at that. Wow. Now here's what it looks like denoised. It's cleaned up quite a bit. Wow, look at that. Whoa. There we go. Ah, there's the mountains. Whoa. That looked interesting when you zoom in and out, because it's interpolating. It looks like there is a rubber sheeting phenomena. There's those mountains way out there. Pretty cool. Now here's clip number 2, different sequence. So this is the raw footage. There's the mountains, and I'll denoise this short clip here in a second. So here we go. Wow, look at that. Yeah, love it. awesome. So here we're zooming from somewhere south of Phoenix. Now here's clip number 3. Now we're a little bit closer. Maybe we've crossed into New Mexico. Look at that. Ooh, it's kind of jumping around. I don't know what happened. But look at that. Now, here's the Colorado Rocky Mountains, filmed on January. So we've seen the flight path already, a little bit higher than the previous one, but the results are incredible. Let's have a look. Wow, what a scenery, folks. Unbelievable. Now let's apply noise reduction to this video clip and see how it comes out. Here we go. Look how clear it is. So this is slightly closer to the mountains. Look at that. Unbelievable. Look at the detail. Man. It was a little bit frustrating because I had to turn my body and kind of film at an angle through the window looking back, and those dark squares on there, I identify what those were. They are water ponds next to Snowflake, Arizona, and we're looking down at about 5 degrees, so we're about 50 miles away given our altitude. So we're approaching Phoenix and looking out over the Navajo Nation towards Colorado. So yeah, look at the mountains. It was a really clear day, better camera. Didn't have that haze that I encountered last time. And it helps to have the snow on top of the mountains because it reflects the near infrared. So we're filming in near infrared, 940 or 950 nanometer infrared filter. But yeah, look at that. Wow. Just incredible. A world of difference from my first aerial infrared clip. Just incredible, folks. Just incredible. So here we're kind of approaching Phoenix. We're just east over the mountains, and I'm trying to also look forward to see what's visible. And yeah, look at that, just peeking over the wing. You know, there's so many factors when you fly. It's like seat position, weather, obviously, flight path, and sometimes things just don't come together, but this time they came together pretty good. I was pleased with the clarity and the flight path. It would have been nice if they would have flown a little bit farther, but yeah, that's the way they flew. Yeah, look at those mountains in the distance. Now there would be more mountains out there, but infrared gets absorbed eventually, and you know, by the haze, and it just looks black. But yeah, this is incredible. Wow, did you recognize those small peaks on the ground? We saw those in the other clip too. So anyway, here we just passed Phoenix, and we're kind of looking north towards the Grand Canyon. North Rim, that's North Rim right there. And we can see way beyond, and snow-peaked mountains way in the distance. Incredible. So the world looks incredibly flat when we look from above. So one of the challenges is to identify a distant target. Here it's easy, right? We got the mountains and sort of know the altitude, and we can do the calculations. But sometimes it's not so easy. But we can see beyond the horizon. So before I let you guys go, here's some incredible imagery and clips I obtained in November of 2019. These are one of the clearest, and I captured these with a DSLR camera. Have a look. So because of the enhanced contrast due to snow, we can tell those are mountains, but if that wasn't the case, look at that green line. I bet you most of us would have thought That's the edge of the Earth, the horizon right there. But it really helps to get that contrast in that darkness, so we can see farther out. Isn't that incredible, folks? Yeah, this is amazing. Now, from all my studies from the air, I've gotten into 3D analysis, so I can separate the mountain peaks and figure out what's behind, and also use parallax and photogrammetry. And from all my studies, I've come to the conclusion that this is what the surface appears to look like. Yeah, so in that inset, we see the observed surface in black, right? It kind of goes out way in the distance and then appears to roll off at the end. And I believe that's due to refraction at low grazing angles. But look at the theoretical. It should constantly curve away. But that's not what we observe. And we observe that in NASA imagery. We observe that in a lot of high altitude missions. And the higher we go, the more strange it appears, because we're seeing farther and farther. So one model overtakes the other one rapidly. But the flat Earth model has this phenomena at the edge. It does roll off quickly. And so it's a very strange reality. And science just creates models to explain this. And their explanation is that light curves from the surface towards the aircraft as it goes to higher elevations, where it travels faster, which makes sense, except that's not really what's happening. There's a bunch of anomalous things out there. But yeah, in science we just create models and we try to curve fit the data and try to prove that there's certain refraction occurring, to reconcile our models. So I think that's not good science, but I'm planning on diving deep into all this and the math. I'm gonna stop doing some of these quick videos soon, and I'm gonna try to change my style to more of an educational style, because I have a lot of information present on curve space time and other stuff. Just incredible stuff, folks. I bought a theodolite and I have some incredible new evidence to present. So make sure you guys subscribe, and thank you to all that leave comments and have helped me and motivated me by their comments. So thank you, and have a great one, folks. God bless.